All right, Ryan, one of the things that we've been seeing most requested on our site is, should people buy the Battlefield Hardline Deluxe Edition for an extra $10? So that brings it up to, $69.99 versus $59.99. For that, you get 10 gold battle packs, a versatility battle pack, precision, and suppression battle pack.
And each of those comes with a new weapon.
The real question is, should people pay an extra $10 for an extra 3 weapons, all of which I'll add are only on one class, the Operator?
Yeah, they're all Operator class weapons, so there's no love for Mechanic, Enforcer, or Professional.
Let's talk about where this extra $10 is going conceptually. I'm having a problem right now with Visceral's commitment to some of their initial ideas, such as faction-based weapons. Being able to purchase these 3 weapons, they come with licenses, so they're already all factions.
It definitely has a pay-to-win quality to it, and if for no other reason than because they're the only weapons currently in the game that are for both factions, and that means that somebody who really likes playing Operator, which is arguably the more powerful of the classes, can pick one of those 3 weapons that they like well enough, and they can use it all the time. That means that they do kind of have an unfair advantage when it comes to getting experience with a specific weapon.
Because when you're going between cops and criminals, you can just maintain that one weapon right from the get-go. And probably the best Battlefield player is just somebody who sticks with the first weapon they're good at and doesn't try anything else.
Exactly, and in this case there's 3 options for one class, and I think that anybody who paid the extra $10 is going to find that one of those 3 weapons works really well for them.
Okay, so that's how we feel about it conceptually. Probably I would be against this, but let's talk about mechanically. Are these weapons balanced? Are people paying $10 for an advantage in the game, other than being able to switch between factions?
Well, my opinion is that the ACW is the best assault rifle available to the police faction. So the ACW-R out of the box comes with the compensator, which makes a huge difference in controllability. So it kind of makes it the rival to the AKS-74U that the criminals get. So now the police have sort of the answer to that weapon, and I had quite a lot of success with it.
Out of these weapons, I found myself gravitating towards the Car 5.56 just because it has a lower rate of fire, but it's extremely accurate. It has almost no recoil, and I found it to be one of the best ranged weapons for the Operator class, in my opinion. And also, the extra ammo, you have to get used to not hitting reload all the time, but it's kind of nice. If you catch a couple guys at range, you can drop 2 guys without reloading.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely, because I'd say that when I look at the attachment options in that section of the weapons menu where you've got the flashlight, the tac light, the laser sight, and extended mags, I've been going with extended mags every time. I don't really find much use for the flashlight, and I don't think that the laser sight's as necessary as maybe it used to be when we dealt with weapons that had a lot wider spread back in Battlefield 4. And having those extra rounds is really helpful. So that's another thing, I guess. The Car 5.56 out of the box is going to have more ammo, and it comes with a decent sight too, I think. So you've got a pretty competitive weapon there too.
And the last one, the L85A2, I just couldn't wrap my head around this weapon. It seemed like it was their battle rifle of the Operator class. It felt like it had too much recoil, too much spread. And I felt like in almost any other situation, I would have won engagements with another weapon if it hadn't been that gun in my hands.
I think that sort of like how I think the ACW-R is comparable to the AKS and something for the police to use, I feel like the L85 is somewhat comparable to the M16A3. And so if you're on the criminal side and you're missing your M16, then it's a good sort of in between.
So it sounds like what you're saying touches back on sort of what we said earlier, which is kind of this drift away already from the commitment to faction-based weaponry. And granted, you can buy licenses to do that, but they take a huge number of kills and a lot of cash to get there, right?
Yeah, you need 1,250 kills with a weapon to unlock the license, and then to buy it for the other faction you have to drop 50,000, which, you know, by the time you've gotten over 1,000 kills with a gun, you've probably got plenty of cash in the bank to afford it, but that's a lot of work.
So the Deluxe Edition is basically, could potentially be saving you weeks of effort.
Right, and those 10 gold battle packs are going to give you a lot of boosts too, so it's also saving your time on XP and leveling up. So it is kind of a $10 pay to win.
So Ryan, you think the Deluxe Edition is pay to win? I disagree a little bit. I think that a lot of these weapons don't do anything particularly well or well enough than other weapons you can already have in the game to really justify buying them. So, I don't know. In conclusion, I would say if you have an extra $10 to spare and you haven't already dropped another $60 on premium, I guess you might as well have 3 more guns in this game if you're not like morally opposed to paying for weapons in Battlefield. But I personally have a problem with it. I don't like pulling weapons out of games, even, in a particular game where there aren't that many per class to start off with.
I would say a very, very hesitant buy. If you want more weapons and you like having more options, it gives you that for the operator class.
Alright, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to GameSpot.com for more coverage of Battlefield Hardline.